All right, good afternoon and welcome to today's workshop. On behalf of the Mayor, Rahm Emanuel, and Chief Procurement Officer Shannon Andrews, this is how to navigate the DPS website. This is one of 19 free classes taught by DPS to help citizens of Chicago and our vendor communities know about programs, incentives, and resources available. And we pride ourselves with continuing to provide the best information to be transparent as possible. My name is Rodney LeBeau, and I am the Public Relations Representative for the Department of Procurement Services. I'll be conducting today's class. PowerPoints for each of the workshops can be found on our Events and Outreach page. That's www.cityofchicago.org/DPS events. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can head over to that page right now. Download the PowerPoint and follow along at home. Once again, it's www.cityofchicago.org/DPS events. All right, let's begin. So the purpose of today's workshop is to help you navigate the DPS website. One of our top commitments in our department is transparency. There are literally thousands of pages of information on our website, and that can get daunting. So when you're trying to figure out how to become certified or how to find a particular contact, it can be a little stressful. So we're going to sit here and we're going to go over the website, and this is why this class was made. So I'm here to help you navigate this website like a pro. So just a quick overview for the Department of Procurement Services. Procurement Services explores the best solutions for Chicago's diverse needs. We improve our contracts by using City of Chicago certified firms and green procurement initiatives. We generate revenue through complying with various legislative parameters that guide the department. We pledge to work together as a team and with our customers to guarantee an open, fair, and timely process by establishing, communicating, and enforcing superior business practices. Okay, so I'll be flipping back and forth between the PowerPoint and the actual website to show you in real time where information is located. This class will be structured into different sections of the website. I'll take you step by step through the different components of the website. So I want to minimize this real quick, and we're just going to go to our main website. So our first stop will be at the homepage itself, which is www.cityofchicago.org/DPS. You can also use procurement, and that'll also get you to our main page. So recently, the City of Chicago website has undergone a refresh for each department. So now that the new design's been put in place, additional changes will continue throughout the website, and we're going to continue to streamline the look and feel. So DPS has worked on modifying our existing department page to utilize and take advantage of all the new features for the new design. So I don't know the last time you were on our site, but we originally had a 3-column setup, and now we have a 2-column setup, but we also have a really neat banner at the top that helps us take you to some of our most used web pages. So we're going to start from top to bottom. There are numerous things to find on this website. So the first icons at the top of our page, some of these bigger icons right here, these are some of our main feature services and programs. So you have the bid opportunities, awarded contracts, our veteran-owned business enterprise initiative, that certification for veteran-owned businesses, our Chicago certified firms, buying plan, procurement improvements, Dps Alert, Salvage Auction, and our e-procurement. So we're going to do a deep dive later in class, but these buttons will take you to a bunch of these different sections. So just starting off real quick with the awarded contracts. So we've scanned a lot of old contracts going back to decades to increase transparency in our department. So I just want to show you how to search for those contracts and to see which vendors were awarded which contracts for how much, and and line items in those contracts. The buying plan, we've had about 16, 17 editions released for that. So that is 27 user departments who are compiling everything that the City of Chicago plus 12 additional government agencies are going to be purchasing within the next couple quarters. This spans out from about now until 2020. So we have the buying plan is available online, and we also have hard copies out there in the lobby. So I definitely suggest that you go through that, take a look through it. It's a great tool to find out what is going to be coming up to bid for the City of Chicago, its user departments, and 12 additional agencies. So that includes Park District, that includes the Public Buildings Commission, Chicago Housing Authority, the Metropolitan Pier, and and 12 additional ones. So as I said, the buying plan's out there. You can look at that. We also have up here is our Chicago Certified Firms Directory. We're also going to take a deep dive into that later. You can search and find different firms by name or certification. Because all the user departments have the same general template, it can be difficult at times to find what you're looking for. This is why we teach the class, so we just want to have you get familiar with the website. So what you'll often find on the site is collapsed information. If you scroll down here, we have a bunch of those different collapsed informations right here, like the most recent news. This is just kind of like showing what we have in terms of what's going on news-wise for the Department of Procurement Services, what we do. A lot of these are duplicated from the big icons at the top. We just want to make sure that there's like multiple ways to get to things so that it isn't just the one way to click. But I mean, we try to make it easy by having like the big buttons at the top because those are the ones that most people click on. But then there's some additional things here, such as the Procurement Reform Task Force. That's a really interesting initiative that we have started that we're trying to streamline procurement process for the City of Chicago and some other sister agencies to make sure that the process that's happening at the City of Chicago is the same process that's happening at the Park District, because we have found that the different agencies have different ways to procure. So by coming together and seeing how we can collaborate and coordinate these efforts, we just want to make it so that if you're doing business with the City of Chicago, it's going to be the same process as doing business with some of these other sister agencies. So definitely click around, see what is in there. We have supporting information. City data shows you our FOIA log. When we get FOIA'd, you can check and see which FOIAs are there. And then some rules and regulations, that's just the ordinances and whatnot. I want to also just point out we have our salvage auction button too. The City of Chicago does have a salvage auction where we sell reused and recycled materials and vehicles and whatnot. So I'm just making sure that we're being transparent about that. So you can definitely go to the salvage auction, check out what's going on in there. You can bid on items. We also have the Dps Alert. The Dps Alert is another very important part of the Department of Procurement Services. So the Dps Alert is an email newsletter. It usually goes out every Monday or the next day if there's a holiday. But this is the best way for you to get the most up-to-date information about what's going on at DPS in terms of like the bid opportunity list, about what's currently on the market right now in terms of bids, any news and updates about about our department. I definitely recommend it. If you're not signed up for DPS Alerts, definitely sign up for it. I'm usually the one who is over that, so I make sure that that's as robust as possible in terms of information. Just real quickly on this right side over here, we just have our basic information about our phone, fax, contact us, where we're located at City Hall, our mission, leadership, our structure, you can check that out. And then we also have a social media feed. So we do have Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube that we utilize. So there's a live feed there. We also have some pictures and whatnot of some of our recent events, as well as related links to get to the procurement websites for our sister agencies. So you can always come to our site, and if you are just not sure how to get to the CTA site, it's right there. Park District right there, housing, city colleges, it's all right there. You click it and it'll take you to their procurement pages. And then lastly, I just want to talk about this e-procurement. E-procurement, so the city of Chicago is trying to be more, go paperless in terms of our bidding process. So we're trying to move our entire process to an online process. So e-procurement is where that's at, and we can make sure that from now on, we're just going to use as little paper as possible. You can just grab the materials that are outside. No, it's okay. We're about like 10 minutes in, so. Alrighty, so we're just going to move next to going into a deep dive. So we're just going to do a deep dive into one of the buttons that we mentioned earlier, awarded contracts. So as I said, we have that right there at the top. We also have these quick links at the top too that will get you to things such as if you want to sign up for the Dps Alert, right there, apply for certification, right there, bid opportunities, buying plan. As I said, we repeat a bunch of the different steps to make sure that like there are multiple ways to get to where you need to go. So in terms of awarded contracts, like I said, it's under contract administration. So that we can use, so awarded contracts is there and it's also right there. So we're just going to click this button. So it'll take you to this. Now, if you're looking for historical awarded contracts, we have them actually placed in a separate area. So if you're really curious about knowing about contracts from December of 1999, you can look that stuff up there if you're interested. But if you're trying to do contracts that are more recent, you want to go right here to awarded contracts. So we'll get started right there. That will open up to a different page. Now, you can technically search for CTA, Housing Authority, and CPD contracts here as well. But what we want to do is we're going to stick with the City of Chicago. Okay, so this is our awarded contracts page. So if you're trying to look for a particular, contract, and you just have no clue on how to do that, this is where you would start. So you would do the steps to get to this page right here. So if you have the vendor's name, you can search that. But what we want to do right here is we want to start with clicking on contracts. So these are just the 10 most recent awarded contracts that we've done. So if you, no, it's okay.
Security cameras and cameras. Is there one coming up?
Well, we'll touch on some different ones later. I just want to kind of show you examples on how to like navigate it, and then we can like use that as an example. So we're going to click contracts right here. So that'll take you to the contracts page, and we're going to click more options. So if you know the vendor's name, you can type that in there. If you know the contract number, you can also search that there. Usually what we want to do is we want to search for a spec number. So for the spec number, we're going to use this one right here, 220840, and we're going to search for this because we know the spec number, so we're going to search. Okay, so after we do our search, we come up with the median and boulevard landscape maintenance and services for the North region, and this is for the Chicago Department of Transportation. As we can see right here, that this contract was awarded on 04/11/2018 to Christy Weber Landscaping. So this just gives you basically a quick overview of what this particular contract is. Now, say you really just want to like see this contract, you want to know what's in this contract, you want to get into like the meat of the particular contract. We have scanned every single contract up here, so we can so you can see the contract. So we click it right there. I actually have it open here because in the past I've had problems opening it. So this, you click that link and it'll take you to the actual contract. So you can see right here, vendor number, submission date. You can see when it was advertised in the newspaper. You can literally read every single last piece of this contract should you want. Say, for instance, you wanted to know line by line the different line items, things that they paid for, each specific thing. You can scroll towards the end here. Here we go. Scroll to the end here, and you can get line by line item of everything that's required to like utilize this contract. So this is a really good way to kind of like look at a contract, get a feel for it, understand like, okay, it seems this person got this contract and this is how much they usually pay for each of one of these things. Like you can get an idea of how a contract is arranged, and so that when you're trying to go out for a next contract, you have a better understanding of like how to place these things. Also available is the economic disclosure statement. So that shows the ownership of a business and certifying that it has no political connections. So we're going to go back to this page right here, and we're going to go to a section called the bid tabulations page. So if you're a vendor and you're bidding you can see who has bid on a particular contract. We're trying to be very transparent. You want to know who bid on the contract and not so much just who won it. Bid tabulations where you're going to go. So we have a formal bid opening that are held here in the bid and bond room, as well as live streamed on YouTube like this class is. So within 24 hours of that bid opening, we post the bid tabulation online. So like here, you can see not only the total bid, but also each line item as well. And you can also see which of their, if they had any subcontractors on that particular contract. So we're going to sit here, we're going to click bid tabulations. So bid tabulations, we usually are just wanting to do with the spec number, but we're going to do a different spec number right here. We're going to do 120 164, and we're going to search for that. Okay, so I'm using the example of landscape services. So this is another contract. It's for citywide comprehensive landscape services. So as you can see right here, we see Christie Weber and Company is one that bidded on this contract, but we also see the other businesses that also bid on that contract. So as I mentioned earlier, we're trying to be transparent and let you know these are the people who bid on this particular contract. You can also get more information about the specification, the addendums, and then actually what the bid that they put in. So there's a lot of information here. We want to make sure you have as much information at your disposal so that you can make the best bid on your next go around. So as I said, here's the numbers specifically for each person who bid on it. So like I said, once these bids are posted online, we make sure that everything's been redacted too. Like that's a big thing too. So we don't want people to feel like their intellectual property or like their personal information is being put out there for everyone. So we make sure that we redact that information to keep the personal information secret, trades secret, and it's not released to the public. Lastly, I want to show you another piece of the awarded contracts section, and it's called the opportunity takeout list. So the opportunity takeout list is right here under opportunities. So we'll click that. So if you're a new vendor and you want to find another way to market yourself or to be a subcontractor, especially if you're in the construction field, this section will show you all the prime contractors who have come down to pick up a particular solicitation bid from the bid and bond. So we're going to do another example here. We're going to click specification number. This time we're going to type in 1336665. We'll search for this again. Okay, so this particular one is for the 41st Street pedestrian bridge over South Lakeshore Drive. So this is it's an older contract. I believe that this bridge is actually completed, but I wanted to show you this really good example because it has multiple listings here. So this shows you all the prime contractors who came in and were interested on putting in a bid. So this is a great way for you to get in contact with these particular vendors. If you're a subcontractor and you know that like you do concrete, for instance, and know that concrete is needed for this particular bid, and you know that like the contract requires subcontractors, you can sit here, you can be like, okay, I can go to K5 Construction Corps. I know where they're located. I have a number. I can contact them and I can say, hey, I noticed that you took out the solicitation bids for the pedestrian bridge, and I am a small business. I'm a women-owned business, a minority-owned business, and I'd like to work with you. And here's what I can do to present you. So like we want to sit here at DPS and we want to make sure that we're bringing prime contractors and we're bringing subcontractors together. We want those to like constantly be in contact with each other. We want everyone to have the ability to do business with the city of Chicago. So our bid opportunity takeout list is a great way to find out who came to pick up these items, and you can reach out to them and market your business. All right, so any questions about the awarded contracts page?
Does that show, one quick question?
Yes.
Does it actually show the city, state, and zip on another screen, or just get the initial first line of the address?
So I think it's just the first line of the address. We just redid this. So, I mean, we definitely will take that feedback and we can see if we can maybe include extra pieces of this. Usually what happens is most of these businesses that do bid on these are local businesses. So, I mean, there are times where there are different businesses that are like out of state that will bid on these, but, mostly if you type some of these places into Google, like it'll let you know like where they're located. So, but yeah, like I said, we can definitely like take that feedback and we can see if we can maybe extend the address to make sure like there's more information about that.
I'm interested in seeing that, just to make sure I'm not going out of a certain region.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, any other questions about the awarded contract page? All right, great. So we're just going to go back to this main page right here, and we're going to go to the next page. Oh, just real quick, I wanted to show you our current bid opportunities page too. So this is our current bid opportunities page. You can scroll through here. This is currently everything that's on the market right now, and it includes their solicitation documents as well as their addendum. So you can look through that as well as the bid opportunity list. This is what I was telling you earlier about that comes with the Dps Alert. So this is updated every Monday, and it's a PDF that will come with the Dps Alert. So if you're now on Dps Alerts, sign on to that. Hopefully this will load, and I can show you the bid opportunity list. Oh, maybe not. All right, well, that's not loading, unfortunately, but like I said, if you sign up for DPS Alerts, you will get that delivered to your email every Monday, and that's also right here. So that's on www.cityofchicago.org/bids. All right, great. So we'll go back to the main page, and we're going to go over, I'm going to scroll down real quick. back to the main page. Here we go. Another thing I wanted to show. Here it is. So this is debarred firms and individuals. So we want to make sure, like at DPS, that if you are going to do business with another vendor as a subcontractor, prime contractor and stuff, we want you to make sure that you're doing business with someone who is actually certified with the City of Chicago. So we publish something called the debarred firms and individuals. So you can look on this list and make sure that this joint venture that you're trying to get into is actually like a legitimate one, and you don't run into problems later where you find out later that this particular business has been debarred from doing business with the City of Chicago, and that's for various purposes. It's listed on that page. So if you want to check that out, I believe that's the debarred firms and individuals is updated, I believe monthly. I mean, like, it's usually not a huge list, but it's we try to keep it as updated as possible. So I wanted to next one I wanted to show you the events and outreach page. Okay, our internet was working great earlier, and now it's not. It seems to always happen in this particular class. Why can't the site be reached? Okay, what's up? Maybe, possibly. Always works before I come here to make sure to test it, and then it doesn't when I need it. Let's try a different way. Maybe we can get to it this way. Okay, well, while I wait for that to load, hopefully. So our events and outreach page, that's where we keep our calendar, our DPS calendar for all the events that DPS is planning on attending, as well as some of our sister agencies events and our assist agencies. So we have over 35, I believe, assist agencies that also help the community small businesses. So that could be something like Chatham Business Association, HASIA, particular groups that help us to get the information out to some of these businesses, because we like to partner with them because we know that they know the vendor pool better than we do. So by utilizing them, like, we can get all that information, we can pass it along to them, they can pass it along to their community. So this is also, the events page is also where we keep our workshop classes too. So if you missed a class or were interested in a class, you can always go to this page and you can get the PowerPoint and you can go over it. As well as we keep all of the videos up on YouTube. So if you're interested in a class and you say you missed it, you can go onto our YouTube page and you can actually look up the class and you can watch it in real time. Okay, so that's not working. So we're just. Yes, no, definitely. If you're an assist agency, what you can do is you can send it to DPS events at cityofchicago.org. That's our events email. And you can just send a quick email saying hey, we're an assist agency, we have this event coming up, can you promote it? And what'll end up happening is that we'll actually put that in our Dps Alert as an event, and we'll let people know hey, this is one of our assist agencies, they're doing this great event, they're doing this great workshop, we want you to be there, we want you to know this information. So our Dps Alert page has about 12,000 subscribers to it. So it's a very big list. So it's a great way to get your information out. So we definitely encourage our assist agencies to send us all of their events that they want. So we'll put it in the DPS Alert. We'll also put it on our Google Calendar as well. So when people go to that, they'll also be able to see your events. Yep. Let's see. And lastly, actually, no, real quick, I mentioned earlier, the buying plan. So this is the buying plan that's online. This is our most recent edition, but we actually have one that's coming out like in the next week or two. So I would definitely check back to our website from when that's coming. So these are the agencies that contribute to the buying plan and links to their pages as well. A quick how-to guide on how to use this buying plan. And then this is how the buying plan would look. It would have the department, the type of contract, so commodities, professional services, work services, construction, etc., and then a description of it. So like this right here, for instance, is laboratory testing and supplies for animal care and control. So it'll give you the estimated value of the contract, how long, and the anticipated quarter of which it's going to come out. So this gives you just like an idea, like, okay, I know that my business, has laboratory equipment and whatnot. I would really like to bid on this contract. I know that its anticipated date is Q3 2018. So, I'm looking at my DPS alerts. I'm looking at my bid opportunity list. I'm looking at all that to make sure that I don't miss this opportunity. So we just want to let people know in advance. It also tells you subcontractor opportunities. So for instance, this aviation one, there's carpenters and laborers for subcontractor opportunities. And then over here shows the funding source. So if it's non-federal or federal, you will know. So this has the city of Chicago, and as I mentioned, has 12 additional agencies. And as I mentioned earlier as well, towards the end, we have our assist agencies. So our assist agencies are all listed here, and yeah, you can scroll through them, and whichever one feels like it's a part of your field of work, you can reach out to them and get in contact with them and do more. The buying plan? So the buying plan is a quarterly plan. Yeah, so this is the 3Q one. So as I said, we have the 4Q that will be coming out in the next week or so. So we'll have hard copies of that will be located in the lobby over here, as well as up on our offices at 806, and it's also available online. So yeah, so that's the buying plan. Great tool, definitely look through that when you get a chance. And then lastly, for navigating this, we want to go to our Chicago Certified Firms directory. I'm hoping that this loads, because I would really like to show you this. Come on. Ah, yes, there we go. Okay, so this is our Chicago Certified Firms directory. So if you are looking for a particular firm and you want to know if they're actually a certified vendor with the city of Chicago, this is where you go. So you can search by business name, you can search by a commodity code, the contact person owner, city, state, zip code, etc., and the particular certifications that you're looking for. So we're just going to use an example. So we're going to use this as an example, high tech. And we're going to search for this particular vendor. Right? So if you scroll down to the bottom, you look right here, and you can find out that the high tech environmental is located in Chicago, and they are an MBE. And then they also have like a subset of that as well, which is also a DBE and an MBE. So if you want to know more information about that particular certification, you can click right here. That will load up, hopefully, yes. That'll load up more information about the owner, the address, phone numbers, emails, websites, the last time they certified, when they will be recertified, and their NACE codes. So Danae's codes are the particular fields that they do. So for instance, there's environmental testing laboratories or services and laboratory testing. That's what this particular business does. And then here's additional information sometimes where you can get which ward they're in. So that's a great way of finding more information about if a particular business is certified with the City of Chicago. This is also the page that you would go to if you want to, this is our C2 system, certification and compliance. This is where if you are a certified firm or you want to become certified, this is where you go to start that process. So if you want to apply or renew your certification, this is the website that you go to. This is where you start. This is the process that you go through. If you have any questions, you can always contact our office and ask to speak to a certification representative, and they will be able to walk you through it, give you updates on that particular thing. You can also go online and get your updated information, as well as we teach a workshop, too, on how to become certified. And we also teach another workshop on how to go through an RFP process. So we have many workshops to make sure that people are getting that information that they need. Maybe. Yes, it's through YouTube, and we'll post it on our website, and we'll post links to it. So also, if you have social media too, we'll also post 30 minutes before the class is going to go live. Like, this class is going on, you should click here when you need to. You can view the class. This is our workshops, and this is how you register for a particular. Yeah, this is how you register for the particular ones, and we have them all the way through December. So. So actually, no, it's just courtesy for us so we can get an understanding of how many people are showing up and how many materials to bring. But no, this is definitely free and open to the public. If you find out about it on the internet and just so happen to be here and want to stop by, you are more than welcome to come in and. Yeah, exactly. You can definitely stop in here and you can learn about some of our topics. So our next class is happening on the 17th, and that's the Professional Declaration of Eligibility. So that's basically for lawyers and paralegals who are certified that a particular business, that they're helping a particular business to go through a certification process. Your business is certified now. What? That's a great class about learning how to market your business now that you become certified. It's a great class. Victoria Wright teaches that. She's awesome. Definitely a very engaging workshop. And then there's an Intro to E-Procurement class. That's also another very good one. It's basically a hands-on approach on how to navigate the e-procurement process. So they will go through step by step, right there in class. You can ask questions on how to do that. Great class. And then, as I said earlier, how to become certified and procurement fundamentals. Those are our big classes. Those are the ones that a lot of people are very interested in. So definitely keep on checking that out. Sooner or later, we will have our 2019 schedule, and we like to improve on our classes as well as introduce some new classes. I know this year we added a aviation specific class where it's nothing but aviation. There's big business that's going on with O'Hare, and we wanted to make sure that people are engaged and understand there's a lot of moving wheels going on with that, so we want to get people engaged. So that's upcoming events. So yes, this is the C2 certification, certification and compliance C2 page. So that's where all that lives. Lastly, I want to show you our social media. So this is our social media page, our Department of Procurement Services, and this is another way to try to be more transparent as possible and get as many eyes on our information. A lot of people have cell phones. A lot of people can just easily bring up Facebook. It seems like everyone these days has Facebook. We are on Facebook. We post our bid opportunities. We post the addendums to them. We post our workshops. We post other sister agencies, events, and whatnot. We try to make sure that this is definitely a tool for everyone. And we're also on Twitter as well. So I definitely recommend, if you have social media, follow us. We try to post daily, try to keep everyone informed about what's going on up here. And, okay, so Twitter's not working either. So, just gonna go back to our main page. And yeah, so those are the main pieces of our website, the places that we want to drive people to. As I said, there's a lot of information. You can get lost in all these pages, but like those are just the quick ways to get to the most important information that would be vital to just navigating how to do business with the city of Chicago. I'm really, really proud of this, this at the top. So this is one of the new things we added, like our quick links. So these are definitely like, we did a survey to see like what people were like wanting the most, like what's the most like areas that people went to. And we, came up with these and put them for our quick links. So even if you don't even want to deal with those buttons down here, you can go to quick links and, say you want a copy of the City of Chicago Assist Agencies, it's right there. You want to like sign up for DPS Alerts, it's right there. And then we broke down the other ones into contract administration. So that's what we went over, your e-procurement, your bid tabulations, your awarded contracts. That page, when apply for certification, bam, right there. News that we have up, and then just what we do as well. So lots of like overlap on the different information, but as I said, we just want to make sure that we can get everyone like to like the place that they need to go, but like in multiple ways, so you don't have to just be stuck going to it one way. So that concludes how to navigate the DPS website. Once again, that's www.cityofchicago.org/DPS. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I want to thank you for coming to this class, and I'd like to thank the people online who are watching this. If you have any questions online, people, you can always hit us up at dpsfeedback@cityofchicago.org, and we'll follow up with additional questions on that. So that concludes this workshop for for how to navigate the DPS website. So thank you, and have a good rest of your day. Thanks.